Let's talk Secret Invasion. This was supposed to be a worded out rant about episode 5, The Harvest. Because I find that episode easily the worst out of the whole show, and the one that does the most damage to characters, plot, and the universe as a whole. But since the series is over, I might as well talk about the whole show. Ever watch those YouTube videos where they tell you the Marvel show you're watching is pointless? It has no reason to exist because we're basically at the same place where we started by the end of the show. This is the first time where I genuinely feel they might be right. Here are some quick fire problems with the show. Nick Fury's final plea to the president holds no weight or drama to it. Cause why the fuck are you trying to communicate to the president something when you can just shoot Rhodey and show him the Skrull body? The offensive plan does not make sense. It all falls apart if Gravik had shot what he thought was Fury on sight. How does having someone's DNA equate to you having their powers? Can telekinesis be built into your DNA? Can someone or some being replicate the Avengers if all they needed is their blood? My biggest argument for this case boils down to abilities that have quite possibly taken years to master can be understood and used in the field of battle within minutes by beings who have never had this power. These are questions that I'm going to ask.
I may be an idiot, but I'm not stupid.
Seemingly, the writers write themselves into a corner. They create a problem that was never there, then come up with a solution straight out of their ass. Look at this. Skrulls have been living here on Earth as refugees because Fury has promised them a home and did not deliver. A problem that has never been brought up before. Invented only for this show, despite having major contradictions to previous continuity. Nick Fury's answer to being asked the question, why haven't you called the Avengers to come help, is easily the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He says, and I quote, "We can't keep depending on these superheroes to swoop in and save our asses. None of them can defend the world the way I can."
We can't keep depending on these superheroes to swoop in and save our asses. None of them have lived the life I have.
It amounts to Fury saying, I can do a better job than them. But let's look at the evidence that says otherwise. Ever since he's been back, under his watch, these terrible things have happened. Maria Hill has died. Talos has died. Gaia has died. Refer to episode 3. A bombing happened because he was too slow to oversee and react to that possibility. There's a certain conversation that Talos has with Fury that has implications that Fury, the man known as the greatest intelligence operative, wouldn't be where he is if he hadn't had the Skrulls doing infiltration missions for him. I don't know, that conversation really rubbed me the wrong way. And to be honest, I would have loved this concept in a different version of the show. I was all for this idea. The problem is, the show wants to build a triumphant return to form for him, but mostly provides us with a slow descent into mediocrity for the character and believability of his actions. Throughout the whole show, Fury comes off as incompetent and slow. He lets his enemies live and slip right through his fingers. He endangers his crewmates. What's worse, the show seems to have a fetish of him saying, quote unquote, some badass movie one-liner, then walking off only for him to sulk and do nothing. Honestly, I'm just disappointed. You need to do better, Marvel.